Hi, what's up? We're in the next part. So in the previous part, I was starting to explain to you my nightmare, my dream, whatever you want to call it, okay? And what God was showing me has since been just the moral turpitude, the degradation, the decline of the status quo since that dream that I got initially 10 years ago, showing me what was going on over 10 years ago, over a decade ago, of what was going on. How in just a decade, what is now the current state in corporate. My dream, this is where it commences. It was very similar in its makeup to the one that I had, but this time around, instead of the setting being inside one corporate organization, it was now literally what I would call, it was a metropolis. It was a combination of residential areas mixed with corporates, mixed with malls, like just a thriving urban area where people are living. And it was upmarket. It was upmarket in the sense that it was beautiful. It had great finishes. It was the best malls, the best residential properties, and the best skyscraper, the best corporate buildings in this metropolis. It was fenced in, right? So meaning that people came from outside of it and inside, and it was hugely aspirational in the sense that people wanted to belong to it. And so they could come from places that are less advanced or less beautiful to try and join this metropolis. People wanted to be a part of it because it was so seemly. It was like a carrot dangled in your face as a donkey, and you were famished. Everybody who was anybody wanted to belong to this. They wanted to live in a house in this metropolis. They wanted to work in an organization in this metropolis. If they were going shopping at a mall to buy groceries or clothing, they wanted to go to a mall in this metropolis. It was a very highly aspired after lifestyle and area to either work, live, or play in. But it was ring fenced in the sense that there was an outside world that was not so seemly, it was not so comely, it was not so attractive, and people wanted to get out of it. So just like in the process of osmosis, it was like a heavily condensed, heavily concentrated liquid, and the outside was a whole bunch of water. People were just drawn to the space by mere virtue of just the opulence in it. It was beautiful, and it also had all of those sparkles. These days I am adding this filter that has these shiny little sparkles in it because I think it's cute. It had those sparkles. It had those sparkles, you guys, evidencing, just like in my first dream, just like those sparkles were in my first dream 10 years ago, over 10 years ago. They're magic. They're the kinds of the magic wandy stuff that comes out of a witch's wand in Disney shows. That's what was all over the show in this metropolis. It was gorgeous. It was sparkling. It was like Satan masquerading as an angel of light. He's a very handsome fella, but he's fallen. He is gorgeous, but he's fallen. He is fool's gold. All that glitters is not always gold. This place was glitzy and glamoury, diamondy all over the show. There was nothing of it that did not captivate your eye. Very well, you guys. I found myself in this metropolis, and everybody in it, not everybody, quite a large population of individuals in it were not walking, guys, as usatani. They were not walking, they were hovering, they were gliding. They were not walking, they were hovering or gliding from their houses to the malls, to their workplaces, to there. How can I describe this, how ring-fenced this place was? If you've seen, I say Raccoon City in Resident Evil, the original Resident Evil. This was a Raccoon City, but a lot more advanced. But in the next Resident Evil, the recent latter Resident Evil, it's on Netflix. It's based in South Africa, in Cape Town. And there was this ring-fenced suburbia community, but the world outside is desolate. Yes, exactly like that. Where those kids live in the Resident Evil, the most recent one, where the Umbrella Corporation's offices were at, it looked like that, just better, just shinier, more glitzy. Gold was all over the show. The color yellow gold was all over the show. Yeah, very well. People were not walking in this place, they were gliding. Others were walking, but a huge majority of them were gliding. They were literally hovering, like levitating. Yet more evidence of magic. Those who were walking, who were still using their own 2 feet, they aspired to glide. They aspired to hover instead of walk. So it was a place that had all these attractions in it that made people want it. They wanted the ease of gliding instead of like having to endure the laborious affair of actually putting one foot in front of the other and walk. Guys, In the previous part, I spoke about laziness. I did. How it is that people are trying to make money real fast doing nothing. The World Economic Forum is trying to do away with the human race. The global elites are trying to depopulate the earth. They want to replace us with artificial intelligence. I was listening to a very compelling, I absolutely love the guy, video on YouTube, Peace, right? Covered by a dude that was interviewing Timothy Alberino. Alberino, that is his name, right? I really like Timothy Alberino, and I don't care what anybody says about the fact that he believes the rapture is happening in 120 years. I listen to him because he is extremely gifted and obviously anointed by the Lord.